We are here to see the Asus Vivotab device. This is the device. It has, as you have seen, a USB, volume, uh, headset output. Uh, this is the button for turning it on and off. In the top you have seen a NFC label. Now here we have a micro SD output. Here it's HDMI an HDMI connector, and here we have a button. We will talk about it a little later, and the power supply connector. Let's open the device. Oh, there is the camera there in the back. Let's open it, and we see a small and nice, very comfortable keyboard. And then we will use the button we were talking about, and we will disconnect the screen from the keyboard, and it becomes a tablet. We can use this device as a tablet with no problem at all, and it is very, very comfortable. Windows 8 RT does a great job on this device, both as a tablet and as a laptop. The device, as you can see, at the moment we need to use it. We have a keyboard. The keyboard has English and Hebrew in our case, and both in the virtual keyboard and in the hardware keyboard, and we can use it in any way we want. There is a pad, a mouse pad. As you can see in the back, we don't have anything but a battery that upgrades the battery in the tablet from 9 hours of use to 16 hours of use. Now let's get the tablet back to its place, and on this way we now have a notebook of the size of a netbook, let's say it like this. Let's take the Windows operating system and take a look at it. Here it is. This is the Metro UI, and it is very, very sleek on this device. Asus did a great job on a quad-core ARM 1.3 megahertz gigahertz processor. It is working very, very well both in the Metro UI and in the desktop UI. Here we can pull the charms, and here we have the search, the share, the start, the devices, and the settings charms for us to use immediately. Here is the search charm. Let's look for Notepad. Here you are. We find it, and we can go into Notepad. Actually, there is no start button. Everything that we need to operate in the desktop mode, we will use the charm, the search charm, for getting it. Here is desktop mode. We can see we can use a file explorer as usually. We have the keyboard icon there for us to use virtual keyboard also in the desktop mode. English and Hebrew in our case. Well, there is much we need to see here. Again, there is a button. There is the charm for going back to Metro UI. The same thing we can find as a button in the keyboard. We can just press it and we are back to the Metro UI. Well, let's take a look at email. Email works very well in the new versions with Exchange 2003 up. Here we are seeing Gmail. Now we can see we move to our email, to our Exchange mail. We can see that even though I am connecting to an Exchange 2003, we can see HTML mails, meaning this thing is doing much more than regular ActiveSync. settings in the email. We can see the settings for mail. So actually the settings charm is context sensitive. Depending on the program that we are working with, we are going to get a different set of settings and some general ones together. Let's see something more here. Let's see SkyDrive. We get SkyDrive with the regular account from Microsoft in the Asus computer. For example, here we have a 7 gig SkyDrive account, and we can use it for photos and whatever. This is our cloud support, but there is an additional cloud service that we can get with this device. It's the Asus Web Storage. On this one we get a free 50 gig account for 2 years. After the 2 years we will probably need to pay for them. I don't know how much. Let's see. I hope that by the day that we close the 2 years with this device, cloud storage is going to be a very, very cheap service. Here we are taking a look at maps. Maps are working quite well for most of the countries. Israel is still not a very well supported country. We are not in the list of countries there. We need to be recognized as other. And when we do searches for addresses in Israel, I mean, we can get it to the resolution of the city, not to the resolution of streets and numbers inside the cities. Unfortunately, there is much improvement to be done in Bing Maps until it can compete with Google Maps in this part of the world. We hope Microsoft will be working on that. Here I'm doing a search. I'm searching for Netanya, a city in Israel. Here we are. We get to the center of the city. Now if I try to do a similar search for a address inside of Netanya, the result is not going to be very satisfying. As you can see, we are sent to somewhere in the United States, in Europe, somewhere. I don't know exactly where that is. It doesn't matter if you do the search in Hebrew or in English. Somehow Bing Maps knows how to translate. Now if I search for the address in Hebrew, it will also say the address doesn't exist in the map. Here it goes. No matches. Now if I do the same search only for the city in Israel, we are going to get to the center of the city, even though our the map is all written in English, but our search was done in Hebrew. Here it goes. We are back to the same place. Okay, enough with the maps. Let's see what more we can tell about this device. Let's take a look at the camera. We get two camera software packages in this device. The first one is the Microsoft camera software, which is default for Windows 8 RT, and the second one is the Asus camera, which is much more sophisticated and much more functional than the default software. Here we can do a set of things that we are not able to do in the Microsoft camera software. So I suggest that at the moment that you are ready to work, I mean, with the camera software in this device, you can just move into the Asus software and just use it all the way. Soon, I mean, the Microsoft camera software will be deleted from my Metro UI. As usual, the device can connect to Facebook, to Twitter, and to many other social networks. There is no difference in this meaning between this device and other kinds of devices. And I mean, whoever needs to work in any kind of these things can work with this device with no problem. There are also additional software packages in the store in order to find for you the best Twitter client or so. Well, I'm doing another search for an application here, but I was trying to see if there is a control panel, a C panel as in Windows 7, but no. Now here we can see another interesting thing. The device comes with Windows Defender. There are no other antiviruses for Windows RT, and there is no need for them, at least at the moment. Windows Defender is doing the work 24/7. No problem with malware in the device. Windows Defender works perfectly on it in the background. Office. We get Office 2013 preview for Windows RT. It works perfectly, though it is a preview at this moment. It is full Office. We get PowerPoint, Excel, Word, and OneNote, all of them working perfectly with all the menus, everything that you are used to do in the computer with Office is able to be executed also on this small and nice device. This is Word. As you can see, we are using Word. We are going through the different menus of Word, and they are all there, believe me. Let's leave without saving. By the way, we can see here the file explorer with the internal memory and the micro SD card memory that we have inserted. The library, the directories that I created, documents, pictures, etc., in the micro SD card cannot be defined as part of the libraries of the same name in the device, due to the fact that they are removable. They are in a removable device. Let's take a look at Excel. Just the same user interface, very consistent. We can open it, worksheet, and it works, I mean, exactly as we are used to work in Excel. And the same thing with PowerPoint. We have the different designs. We can do actually whatever we want as with PowerPoint on this device. OneNote is something interesting because first thing that they do when we open OneNote is to create a joint library for us in the device and on SkyDrive. Here is what it is doing right now. It is creating the SkyDrive library. It is defining everything, and in some seconds it is finished and ready to go. There it goes. We are inside OneNote, and it teaches you how to use OneNote in the future. So you can go and through a tutorial, a step-by-step tutorial that shows you what to do with OneNote. By the way, whoever worked with this software in the past will agree with me that it is fantastic, and it's very, very recommended to use OneNote in these kinds of devices. Let's go back and see the store. Now this device was in Hebrew in first place, and when I opened the store I really was in shock because there were 2 or 3 applications for each category. Until at some point I began to suspect that the language was breaking the store experience for me, and it actually was true. At the moment I moved the user interface of the device to Hebrew, I received nearly 100,000 applications for my use, and I can just go through the categories, through the different categories, and browse and see whatever and download whatever I want to download from to the device. By the way, in the configuration of this device I have 32 gigabytes of internal memory. I'm using an additional 32 gigabytes micro SD card, and leaving all the internal memory for installations and software and whatever, and putting all my files in the external micro SD card. We have been through the social. Now we have entertainment, where we have all kinds of different software for music, for drawing, for whatever. We have camera software, we have sports, books, tools, and everything you may need. I mean, everything is here, and we can just download. It is very easy to find new software on this device, a lot better than the previous model of Microsoft, in which we needed to go to every device, every software maker's website in order to see their software. Here I'm showing where we define the language. Okay, there is a language applet in the settings of the device. The order in which the languages are presented on this list actually sets the user interface. The first language is the language of the user interface. So I needed, in this case, to move Hebrew down and English up, and then to download the English support in order to make it default language. But it's not. It is very easy to do. Everything is done from here, and there is no need for anything else in order to change it. Okay, let's continue. Internet Explorer. Internet Explorer is working very, very well on this device. Well, I just made a search which was not what I wanted. let's do a YouTube search. Let's go into YouTube, and we can see YouTube is working perfectly. We have flash support, and we can even see this disgusting movie in the device. This is going to be one of the Super Bowl advertisements tonight. Okay, when sexy meets smart, your small business scores. Well, I wouldn't say so much, but okay, at least not based on the video. If we go again, we will find a small catch. Look at this. I'm going into Mobility Freak, my website in Hebrew, which has many videos in it. Many videos, and we are going to search for a category for a video article, so that we can see what is going to happen. This is a very interesting thing, which I was very surprised to find out in my first days with the device. Let's choose the videos, search, and now let's take one of our articles here. This one from LG is good. I'll go into the article, and you can see that in the bottom of the article, where we have a big space here, we should have a video. A video exactly here. Now the video is not appearing, and it turns out that Microsoft took the Apple way of doing things and decided that they are going to decide for us which sources we are going to use for video and which sources we are not. Now there is a way to disconnect this thing, and this is very important to do if you want to use all sources of video. Now you can see on the written article in which this video appears the exact way to do it. Anyway, it is connected to the fact that we need to first of all disconnect the compatibility file settings from Microsoft by unmarking the third options, the option that says download automatically the updates for the compatibility file, and then edit a file called IE compat data that is inside our device and carries the list of domains from which Flash can be used. We look for /flash in this file. We get the end of the list, and then all we need to do is to create a new line with the tags domain and /domain, and between the tags put our domain in order to make it work. I'm going to do it right now. Okay, Let's do it. I created a new line. Let's write the domain. Let's write the closing tag /domain. Oh, I forgot to write the opening tag here. Let's do it in the beginning. Okay, and now I can save and close the file. Next step is to go to the Metro UI Internet Explorer and delete the history. Okay, let's delete the history in settings. Let's go to Internet Options. Where is the history? Oh, it should be in the beginning. Let's see. Here it is. First button. It is deleting now. Let's wait a little until it finishes. Still deleting. And still deleting. Okay, now it's done. Let's go back. Let's refresh our page. Oh, the space is bigger, and here it is, our YouTube video. The funny thing is that though the video comes from YouTube, because it is being displayed in my domain, it just doesn't work. But now it's working perfectly because I added my domain to the IE compat data file, and everything is fine. Okay, this was the last thing I had to tell about this device. I am very glad to have it right now. The device is very useful, and I believe that everyone will be very glad to have such a thing on his hands. See you on my next review. Bye bye.